Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
You've been in an accident. A distracted driver put texting over safety. Your injuries, loss of income, and medical bills can last a long time, even a lifetime. Our job is to try and secure justice that will protect you and your family for the rest of your life. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
No battery box.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Mingo Bay Classic here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, and Spencer Dupuis as we get you set for Hedgesville and Princeton in the Mingo Bay Classic baseball action here. It's a West Virginia matchup. Two AAA teams going at it. The Hedgesville Eagles out of the Eastern Panhandle, and Princeton, who is a team that comes in here at 5-8 on the year, plays in the Greenbrier East region, and an up and down season for them. But Trip, it's interesting to see two West Virginia teams going at it down here in South Carolina.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. There's some opponents. We see that Princeton had a game with Greenbrier East, so they have Princeton also took it on the chin by Greenbrier East, as well as Hedgesville did on the second day after I think they 10-runned each other. So, that kind of shows. I think that was the last time that Hedgesville showed the inconsistencies or the lackadaisical play there. I think that kind of opened up their eyes. I think Coach Grove mentioned it a few times. That was a horrible game that they played, but since then, Hedgesville's really picked it up. I mean, they're showing their depth. They're showing their depth in the pitching, their ability to put runs up against good pitching, and I expect to see some offensive explosion out of Hedgesville today.
Yeah, 5-9 Princeton team. They're 1-3 in their region play. Started the year 0-3, picked up some wins since then. So been playing a little bit better baseball, but now entering this tournament on a 4-game losing streak, and now it's a 5-game as they lost at Camden yesterday. Hedgesville got a 12-4 win in its game yesterday. Saw Jackson rest and a lot of different pitchers out there for the Eagles. I was talking to Coach Grove. You'll hear it in the interview. Not necessarily the plan to use a lot of guys like that today, but wanted to make sure that kids and parents that made their trip down here and put out the money to do that, or whatever the case may be, got to see their kid play, and everybody got to get a few innings if you're going to come all the way down here. So that was kind of part of the reason for that, but also wanted to see what those guys had against some different competition.
Yeah, I mean, Hedgesville's, I spoke to Coach Grove before the game as well, and, he's talking about getting different players in. I mean, you look at some of their position players, let's say catcher, like with Pedersen and Yasiel Rivera Sosa. I mean, there's not a big fall off, in their depth. I mean, you look at when you go put the pitchers mound, when you look at Lane and Rue West and the guys and Tanner Matthews, the guy numbers they put up, there's not a huge fall off. They've got multiple infielders that they can move in and out, and certainly have depth in the outfield. So when Hedgesville does I don't want to use the word sub, but when they do move players around or bring players in and out, I mean, it's really from up here we don't see it as we do with some other teams where there's a fall off of players after the talent after the 10th or 11th man that you see in the high school level. But Hedgesville certainly has a depth of that, and glad they can get their kids in.
Yeah, and definitely a good win yesterday, 12-4 victory over Concord Academy. The Eagles looking to do the same here against the Princeton Tigers, but this is the countdown to first pitch, brought to you by the Skinner Law Firm, Injury and Consumer Rights Lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Eric Grove.
So, Trip, when your mic's pointed up, Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
In South Carolina, Nick Verzolini alongside me, Spencer Dupuis and Trip Tobin. Colin McLaughlin, our cameraman, Dylan Bishop back in the studio. We'll now hear from the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Eric Grove. Our coach's interview is brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife and great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. Here's the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Eric Grove. Coach, down here in Myrtle Beach for the Mingo Bay Classic. I guess we'll just start off, what did you take away from yesterday's games and how your team was able to fare?
Well, we played pretty well for 6 innings. We kind of let our guard down in the last because we were up pretty good, and That's disappointing, but we played well for the most part. Still like to see a little more offensive consistency inning to inning, but I thought we played pretty well, and hopefully I can translate to today. We played pretty good defense, and thought the pitching was really good yesterday.
Able to use kind of a lot of different pitchers too in that win, and Jackson got the start, but only threw I think around 60 pitches. Is that kind of the plan down here, to kind of use a lot of different guys against different competition, or is that just kind of how that game turned out?
I mean, we come down here, we want to make it worth everybody's while to come, because we want everybody to get a chance to play, and sometimes the mound's the easiest way for a couple of them to get some innings, but I mean, you're trying the pitching rules. There's a steep gradient how many days off you have to have. So we're trying to plan on playing Friday if we do, and have enough people available then, because this is about depth when you come down here. And I don't know that it'll be we won't necessarily handle it the same today with Lane, just because it's probably a one-off for him to pitch and then be done. But just timing it out with like when we go home and whatever. But I feel good about who we threw yesterday, and Gage is really good for us in relief, and Trenton got some bad luck, so hopefully we can put our foot on the gas pedal and keep it there the whole game today.
Overall, what do you like about this tournament, getting to play some different schools and come down here for some nice weather as well?
I mean, it's a reward for everybody, and parents do a lot, and they get to come down here and relax a little bit, and so do we, and so do the kids, and this is a good group of kids we brought down here this year. Haven't caused any problems, and as far as the games, like we play, and we play some different teams every year, it feels like. I know some of the other coaches were upset, and they felt like they played a pretty similar group to last year. It's one of the reasons I do what we do, because we get to play earlier in the day, and we usually are playing different teams. So we're going to play a team from 3 different states. Happens to be one of them from West Virginia today, but we're excited for that opportunity, because you never get a chance to schedule these teams any other way.
You get to play Princeton today. You mentioned a team from West Virginia. What do you kind of know about them, and also the fact that you wouldn't get to play them unless you were to face off in the state tournament most years?
Yeah, I don't know a lot about them. Their coaches seem like good guys. We talked over there. They're in Greenbrier East region, or section or region, I think. So I talked to Corey a little bit about it, but I mean, I think they're going to probably pitch who one statistically is their best pitcher today. I haven't seen that, but I'm just guessing. So should be a pretty good pitching matchup, I would figure. And I don't have any connections with Princeton, so hopefully we can be 1-0 against them, because I never played them before.
Anything you want to see from the guys today to maybe improve on yesterday and get another win?
Definitely, I liked that we scored first 2 innings yesterday and didn't give up anything first 2 innings yesterday. We've had problems starting games out, so hopefully we can start hot again, and then we try and preach scoring every inning. I know it's unrealistic, but maybe 5 or 6 innings, let's score runs, and we were close to that yesterday, and I think given coming off a good win, and they had kind of a tough luck loss yesterday, maybe we can put the foot on the accelerator and be ready to go. We got a good lineup, we got a good bench, so hopefully we can translate into a win today.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll take a 1-minute break and then return with first pitch.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
In Anor, South Carolina, Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, and Spencer Dupuis. Colin McLaughlin on camera. Dylan Bishop back in the studio. Hedgesville taking on Princeton here in Game 1 on Day 2 for us. The Eagles in the navy blue uniforms, white numbers, white Hedgesville baseball logo with the blue and white cap and the white pants. Princeton in the orange uniforms with the word Tigers written across the chest in blue and white, outlined in white, and then blue and white outlined numbers on the back of the jersey. As leading off for the Tigers against Lane DeWater will be Monashan. And the first pitch from DeWater is a called strike one.
In there at 12:51 p.m., 21 minutes after scheduled first pitch.
Our first pitch brought to you by
CMA.
There it is. Or where is it? First pitch brought to you by CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue today for quality vehicles. A friendly team and professional service at every step of the way. Chevy, find new roads. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Monashan, the center fielder. And the next pitch from Lane DeWater misses low and outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, Lane needs to those 3 straight fastballs that kind of went to the left-hander's batter's box. The first one came across the outside corner. After that, we've got 2 that kind of went awry for him. So need to find his release point out there and get comfortable on that mound.
The 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Slide action there.
Princeton's lineup looks like this: Monashan, Dunford, Housley, Jenkins, Cochran, Combs, Hurt, Clay, Davis. And we'll give you the Eagles lineup here on the other side of this, or in the bottom half of the inning. The next pitch here from Lane DeWater is lined into right field. And coming over and making the play is Pence for out number 1.
Yeah, around the diamond starting at third, you got Trinarium at third base, Connor at short, French at second, and it appears to be Mason Elliott at first. In the outfield, it would be Ruest, Gano, and Pence. In the battery is going to be Riviera Sosa catching Lane DeLauder on the mound.
Interesting, no Matthew in the outfield, are they?
Our starting lineups are brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust if your flooring needs. Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. 1 out here in the inning.
Crew working hard this week at home.
Yeah, right.
First pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 1 to Dunford.
So, Trip, no painted batter's boxes here.
Well, they just scratched her out there and took off for game 2. They cleaned it up and didn't lime it down, did they?
Interesting.
The next pitch, low for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike here on Dunford, the catcher. Princeton coming in today at 5-9 into this contest. West Virginia battle here in South Carolina. Next pitch from DeWater, a swing and a miss on what looked like a curveball for strike 2.
Wouldn't the batter just back way up, right, and push the catcher way back, make it 62 feet. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Kind of could happen. But, I mean, batters are just kind of natural. You know exactly where you are probably. You're not lined up based upon the lines.
1 ball, 2 strike count, and that is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. DeWater gets his first strikeout of the game.
Great placement there by DeWater. And we know, obviously, all season long what he's been able to do. But, obviously this Princeton team, never having seen him, maybe they were able to check out some tape as he's, heard that yesterday from the Georgetown coach, that they've watched some of our broadcasts.
Halsey comes to the plate now. The second baseman today for Princeton. That pitch misses inside and high. Rivera Sosa
almost got him on top of the head. I don't know if Lane was trying to use his curveball there to see what was working. He had no grip on it. He seemed to look down to his finger. He's going to get a little dirt. But, so far he's been able to live out there on that outside corner, forcing Princeton to reach, and also getting the called third strike there on the black a couple times, or last time.
Here's the 1-0 from DeWater. Called strike 1.
There it was again. I believe this field's about 320.
315.
315 all the way around?
Yes, that's what we were told.
It doesn't change much in the outfield to the corners.
Nope.
With some short porches out there, maybe some long balls today.
We saw one. Well, we didn't see it, but there was one yesterday hit by Pedersen for Hedgesville.
Talked to Coach Grover about that, and he said he swung and missed about 8 times before that, and he was getting ready to take him out of the game, and he was like, thankfully he didn't. And he got the silent treatment coming back in the dugout, he told us.
Well, this short fence will make you want to swing for it.
2-1 count here on Halsey. The next pitch lined into center field. Gano on the run and making the catch for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the first. No score between Hedgesville and Princeton. Eagles coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
We welcome you back here to Anor High School here at the Mingo Bay Classic between Hedgesville and Princeton. And leading off for the Eagles will be Braylon Connor. He's followed by Pence, Jackson Ruiz, DeWater, Pedersen, Rivera Sosa, Elliott, Canarium, and Gage Gano. Again, our starting lineup is brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust for your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. The defense for Princeton, it's Combs on the mound, Dunford doing the catching. At third base, Jenkins, Cochran at shortstop, Halsey at second base, Clay at first, Hendrick in left, Monashan in center, and Hurt in right. And Davis is doing the DHing today for Hendrick in left.
See if Princeton can figure out Braylon Connor. I don't think he's gotten out yet here in Myrtle Beach. Yesterday he batted a perfect, 4 for 4?
Yeah.
Yep. And been swinging a hot bat all season, so.
Yeah, he also was heard through the crowd that he almost took one out of here as well.
Oh, interesting.
That would be his second of the year, should he?
Yeah, I would venture to guess he's up there already. If you're projecting an all EPAC team, he's probably up there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else put up that kind of numbers at that position. Maybe Hartman.
Hartman collected his 100th career hit last night in their win against 6-4 win against Madonna. They're up there in the Northern Panhandle, going to play double dip with Tyler Consolidated today, starting at 4:30. And Tyler Consolidated, I believe, won 4 games here last week as part of the Week 1 portion of the Mingo Bay Classic. I'm not sure if they were considered the winners because it's very weird how they score that.
You have different brackets. You have an A bracket, which is what Washington, Martinsburg, and Jefferson is playing. Actually, Hedgesville's in the B bracket, so that means they won't play. Wouldn't be available. Wouldn't be considered for Saturday's championship games. So they come down here knowing they're going to get 3 games, and then a kind of a game on Friday, and that's in. So they can go home on Saturday, whereas other teams kind of wait around and see what they're going to be.
This one fouled away by Connor. 1-ball, 1-strike pitch on him. 73 degrees and sunny here at Anor High School in Anor, South Carolina. Mingo Bay Classic. Our weather brought to you by CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue, home of the lifetime limited powertrain warranty of every new vehicle that we sell at no additional cost to you. 2-1 count here, and the next pitch to Braylon Connor is swung on, lined into left field, and Connor is now 5 for 5 in the Mingo Bay Classic. He's trying to turn this into a double, and Braylon Connor is in there with a lead-off double for the Hedgesville Eagles.
Yeah. Straight hustle play by him. Most batters would be settled for a single there, but he continued around the bases hard, looked up, made a hard turn, made a decision to take that chance, and he was in easily. He's on fire right now, and not only that, but not just settling. I mean, that was just a hustle play. We've seen the hustle plays that he did at Martinsburg, and that loss to them in the Friday night.
Pitch here to Pence is fouled away. Combs delivering the pitch.
Landon Pence batting second today.
Young man made a nice play out in the right field. I believe Pence is sophomore, freshman? He's young.
This one fouled away. I'm talking about Braylon Connor and that all EPAC team. If you could only pick one shortstop, you'd have quite the decision to make.
At least it's not us that does it.
Couple good ones out there.
Especially if you're counting Cam Moore now as a shortstop. So you got Moore, you got Connor, you got Hartman, Boober. This one hit out toward left field, and that is over the head of the left fielder. Connor coming over to third. Or no, you're right, he did catch that.
Yeah, he made a catch right there at the end. Almost got clean to the warning track, but Connor stayed back, and he seen the left fielder was kind of has his back turned, which was the key to that play for him getting over to third. So 2 hustle plays by Connor and a great at bat there by Pence to move him up. We got the first run of the game 90 feet away.
Yep, so 1 down in the inning, and Jackson Rest coming to the plate. Rest swings and misses at that first pitch from Combs.
He ordered to do damage with that pitch.
Ruiz is a guy here. This is a situation we call an easy RBI situation. You pretty much got the right side of the field back. A ground ball is pretty much going to score it. Shortstop's up a bit.
Next one fouled away by Ruiz.
Ruiz is the kind of guy that doesn't try to do too much. He just pretty even keel up there. He takes what the pitcher gives him. He doesn't try to yank every single pitch over the fence. So his strikeout numbers are down. Contact guy, and it's just a great high school hitter.
Next pitch.
Oh,
that will be deep enough to score the run. Coming over, making the catches, the right fielder Hurt. Braylon Connor, those scores easily from third. And the Eagles take a 1-0 lead on the RBI sacrifice from Jackson Ruiz.
He got on that, but he got underneath of it. But when it first off the bat had some velo, but it just had too much height on it, but certainly deep enough and doing what he needed to do to get that RBI.
So I'll bring Lean DeWater to the plate. Pitch to DeWater, a big swing and a miss for strike 1.
I know his mom's listening. She was talking about his pants. He had got about 6 inches up off the ankle there, and he wants to wear long pants, but she doesn't know where to get them from because his inseam is unbelievable. Probably about a 32 waist, and who knows what the length is on that, but she can't seem to find the right pair of pants. And he's not going to wear the knickers, so he has to settle for the short pants there.
0-2 count here on DeWater with 2 down, and that one misses in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's got another year, but JMU will definitely take care of him with that probably.
Yeah.
But he's going to need another year, though.
So, Melissa, if any seamstresses are out there listening or anybody special making pants 30s, 40s, he'll take a pair.
There's a swing and miss, strike 3 on DeWater. We head to the top of the second inning with Hedgesville on top of Princeton, 1-0. This is West Virginia High School baseball at the Mingo Bay Classic here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch! The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Bring you back to the Mingo Bay Classic. Hedgesville 1, Princeton 0 as we head to the second inning. Lean DeWater and the Eagles coming out to begin the second inning on the mound, and Princeton has its middle of the order due up. Jenkins, Cochran, Combs.
And Lane DeLauder has a run to work with here in the lead, and whenever you give him one run, for the most part, it's good enough.
He threw pretty well in the first inning. He hooked up with the umpire there on some outside pitches. Got some counts, 1-2, 2-2 counts. But give it to Princeton. The two balls that they flew out on, especially the last one there that Gage Gano run down. Not a lot of center fielders, get a jump on a ball like that. That could easily be a double if you don't have an above average center fielder in Gage as he ran that down and to save that extra base hit for Lane. So that's another thing about Hedgesville. Their defense, certainly their outfield is really solid. You look around the infield with senior Connor and French out there. They're great, the middle infield combo, and they're able to bring some people in and out at first base. And tonight we're not seeing Mike Nichols. We're seeing Mason Elliott today on a kind of they platooning each other over there. But, we know what Mike can do with the bat. We've seen it. And certainly Trent Canarium over there has just been a phenomenal sophomore. Yeah, you wonder if that has to do with what Coach Grove was talking about getting all the players, trying to give them a shot here. Well, there's going to be. We've seen Mike across the diamond. We've seen Mike at first. We've seen Mike DH. We've seen Mason pitch and different things. So it's going to be different setups, and as we get through the sectionals, different people on the mound. So it's good to see all these guys get lots of experience in these positions.
2-0 is a swing and a miss for strike one from Jenkins, the third baseman. 2-1 count now.
Lane's got to find that release point. Get comfortable on that mound and start pounding that zone.
This one misses inside for ball 3.
He just really hasn't felt comfortable, and we haven't really seen the velocity that we're used to seeing out of him at the moment. So, not his A stuff right now, but, pitchers like Lane, certainly taught to work through the adversity on the mound. Some games you feel like you're unhittable, and other games you feel like you just can't. Nothing's working for you. So, but I believe Lane, who been on the mound long enough, is going to get it figured out and work around it.
The 3-1 check swing, but it was a strike anyway, according to the home plate umpire. And a 3-2 count now on Jenkins, the third baseman. 1-0 Hedgesville here, top of the second inning. See if DeLauder can work his way back and get out of this first batter. After falling behind in the count, the 3-2 pitch from DeLauder, swing and a chopper, hit back toward Lane. Great grab there off the mound. The throw to first in time for out number 1.
That was so impressive because he had to spin around to get that ball, and then he just looked over a second, threw it over to first base. And it was Elliott over there.
It was a big chop. He went up after it, like you said, and then he set his feet and threw a bullet across the diamond.
Now bring the shortstop Cochran to the plate.
DeLauder just, you can tell he doesn't have quite command of all his pitches just yet. Yeah.
Pitch from Lane misses outside and low for ball 1.
He's looking to find his groove here, just working through it, and that's what good pitchers do. That's what makes good pitchers great is they're able to win when they don't have their best stuff or fight through that adversity.
Next pitch misses low and inside for ball 2.
And he's wishing he could spot it up a little better, but he'll figure it out here.
The EPAC went 3-1 yesterday in their games, a 3-0 count here. Hedgesville got a 12-4 win. Arnsberg was lost a tough one, 3-1.
I think the EPAC was well represented yesterday for everyone back at home. Martinsburg played their butts off.
Yep. It's a really tough private school. There's a swing and miss for strike 1, 3-1 count.
Yeah, pitchers duel throughout. Braden Oviedo, 7 strikeouts on the mound yesterday. Just, that one tough inning there.
Washington got a win in extra innings over Waccamaw 10-7.
Haven't heard that before.
Almost 2-1 last year, so no, you haven't heard it.
I'm talking about in extra innings, Waccamaw.
3-2 count here.
1400th win for Coach Lowry against McClancy. And back at home, we hear that Baden Hartman got his 100th hit this week.
Wow. That's pretty impressive as well. As there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. DeLauder again on a 3-2 pitch. Gets the batter out.
That's not confirmed. I heard that from Spencer.
It's on Facebook.
Okay.
On the Hedgesville baseball Facebook. Musselman. Sorry.
If it's on Facebook, it's got to be true.
It's true. Yeah.
If there's a post from Musselman Baseball about it, it is true.
Maybe somebody hacked it.
I would look right now, but I don't have great service.
Next pitch from DeWater, swing and miss, strike one.
So back to this game, that last at bat, Lane was a 3-0 in that batter. He opted to swing at it, ended up costing him not necessarily costing him, but ended up striking out. So that's huge for Lane there to come back from 3 down to come all the way back from a 3-0, get a strikeout.
This one hit toward third. It's through the 5-6 hole and into left field for a 2-out single in the first hit of the day for Princeton.
We can talk about it now. There goes the no-hitter, right?
And the perfect game.
Yeah. And the perfect game. And it was a soft contact single, C&I single through the 5-6 hole just under the glove of Canarium. And Connor couldn't quite get to the hop. Grass here is pretty short. It's a lot different from the infield you play on the back of home with this Bermuda short grass, and plays a little bit like turf here. And just moved right on through the hole out to left field.
So DeWater looks in and delivers the first pitch here, and it's a called strike on the outside corner. Combs with the single and Hurt to the plate now, the right-handed hitting right fielder. But what we just mentioned a few moments ago, our EPAC Baseball Roundup, brought to you by Jambo Construction Fencing LLC, a veteran-owned company that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452. Pitch misses outside for ball one. So we will have one more game here today. Martinsburg at 7:30 p.m. in the nightcap at Georgetown. Looking forward to that one against the Georgetown Bulldogs.
Bulldogs versus Bulldogs. Hopefully Dupuis on the bump for the Bulldogs of Georgetown. That'd be a pretty cool call.
Yeah, I guess.
I was on the color analyst end of that last year.
1 ball, 1 strike count, 2 down. 1-0 Hedgesville here in the top of the second. The next pitch, a chopper foul down the first base line.
Runner
on first is a courtesy runner, I believe, for the pitcher Combs.
Yeah, it's Rompon.
Get a text from Nick Burble. He says, now you can talk about it. He's the one that we know cursed Jason Myers' no-hitter up against Spring Mills. So.
Hey, if I was wrong about Baden Hartman, I think he would have probably told you, right?
Yeah,
so I think I'm right.
The 1-2, a chopper down the third baseline, foul into the Hedgesville dugout. 1-0 Eagles on top here. 1-2 count on Hurt, the right fielder, the 7-hitter in the lineup for the Princeton Tigers. In the top of the second inning, DeWater looks into his catcher Rivera Sosa. And delivers the 1-2. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Another strikeout for Lane DeWater. That's his third. We head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Eagles on top here at the Mingo Bay Classic. We're back in 60 seconds.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community with 8 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Gitanjali Sangwan, Cardiology, Physician's Assistant Jada Brown, Neurosurgery, Certified Nurse Midwife Jennifer Glorioso, and the following nurse practitioners: Desiree Wolf, Pulmonology, Pamela Campbell, Nephrology, Jennifer Colvin, Neurology, Tori Linton, Orthopedics, and Dabney Wisecarver, OBGYN. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
Bay Classic. 1-0 Hedgesville leading Princeton. Here's Tripp missing with the kids in the press box.
Yeah, the high schoolers here at A-Nor, the baseball players, I believe, running the scoreboard. The scoreboard operator kind of looks like a dark-haired Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think it's Trevor in disguise.
Could be. Not too far from
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, right? Not too far.
Jacksonville, Florida?
I mean, we're like in the South.
Well,
We're
it's
closer
close
to
to
Jacksonville than we would be back home.
We're close to Clemson.
All I can say is
It's true. We are close to Clemson. It could be.
They have the same hairdresser. Brett Patterson coming to the plate. Home run power from yesterday after, according to Coach Grove, he took a couple hacks and tried to hit it over to the school. He finally connected.
He did have 2 strikeouts, so
Yes.
6 of those would be.
So also yesterday, talking about the EPAC, and Musselman got their 14th straight win against Madonna when Hartman collected that hit. So, I mean,
Yeah,
these
14
EPAC
straight wins. That is crazy.
These EPAC teams are just going crazy here. I mean, the EPAC teams are just it's just going to be a phenomenal sectional tournament, and you know, I think this year that, you know, of course, years in past, Jefferson has certainly made some headlines downstate, but I think the EPAC's going to show again this year.
Maybe somebody else.
Pitch misses pitch hits the outside corner. Next one ruled a strike on Patterson. So 0-2 count on the DH.
Well, I'm not going to say it's another team. I'm saying Jefferson couldn't do it because if they go,
yeah.
whoever goes is going to make some noise down there out of this area.
Yeah, I think just the stronger showing.
The 0-2 misses low for a ball.
I think last year everybody kind of knew it was Martinsburg and Jefferson that were going to go for the sectional tournament, or the regional tournament. But now this year, I think it's hard to tell because, I mean, you heard Colin Reed last night. He hopes to be able to pitch again by then, so you never know.
We called a ball. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It'll be fun to watch with if Washington gets healed up, and Hedgesville and Musselman keeps streaking, and Jefferson and Martinsburg are going to continue to get better, and we're going to see a streak of games here with Spring Mills to see what they're made of.
Let's say you can't count
2-2 pitch. That one poked down the first base line. A great play by Clay over there at first. Make the play for out number 1.
I was going to say you can't count on Spring Mills. I mean, they did beat Musselman to start in the beginning of the season.
Yep. Patterson was robbed there, maybe of a double there.
Yeah.
Did what he could with that pitch there on the outside and just tried to throw it down the right field line. First baseman playing back a step or two, reached up there and grabbed it.
I'll bring Rivera Sosa to the plate. There's a fouled off pitch. Comes back and hits the umpire, but
backwards.
Not very hard, and it kind of grazed him. So
kind of grazed the face mask.
Yeah,
with the back end of it.
So
it could have got him in the back of the nugget, couldn't it?
Yeah. Appears though he didn't flinch or anything.
No worse for the wear.
He's not wearing the hockey mask style, so
that one popped up in the infield. Charging in is the third baseman, and that will be a fair ball. And down there at first is Rivera Sosa as Jenkins looked to have it, but then overran it, and it falls in for a runner on first now. Should be an error, I believe.
5. You got a courtesy runner, number 5. Ian Wolf.
Great call by the ref, or excuse me, the ump there as he was looking right down the line.
Mason Elliott coming to the plate.
It touched third baseman's glove as it come down and landed in fair territory. He was in fair territory, so either way, it was a fair ball. Then it kicked into foul territory after the touch.
Elliott sends a floater out toward right field and off the glove of the second baseman, Halsey. And a throw to second, though. Safe.
Dropped the ball.
Yeah, he dropped it. Okay, because I was going to say, he's definitely thrown out on the throw because it was a force out. But if he didn't catch the ball, then
Wolf was hung up in no man's land. He couldn't get off
couldn't
first
really
very far. He couldn't go to second because it was a blooper. When he hit the ground, he took off for second. The second baseman from his butt, threw a one-hopper to shortstop in time. But the shortstop failed to secure it. It dropped, and so now you have men on first and second with pretty much, I believe, almost 3 errors in the last 2 swings.
So I'm bringing Trent Canerium to the plate, batting in the 8-hole. Canerium takes that one for a called strike. We've seen him as high as the 2 spot. That's the thing. Coach Grove, with this lineup and the depth they have, they can really move guys around the lineup, and it's never the same exactly. I mean, you'll see a lot of the same names, but they could be in different positions or different spots in the lineup.
Could be a couple things. Could be playing the hot hand. Could be trying to get pinch, more at bats up on the top. Even trying to equal out AB opportunities. there's a lot of things that play into it. You just don't really know unless you're, amongst the team and inside the walls of the dugout there.
You also play the whole season.
2 misses inside for a ball.
You play the whole season for the sectional or regional plus maybe state tournament. So you want to see maybe if something happens, you got to put him up at the top of the order. Can he shine? Did he shine previously?
1-2 with 1 out and 2 on for the Eagles. In the bottom of the second, this one fouled away by Trent Canerium.
Regardless of where he's been on our broadcast and, keeping an eye on the game change a little bit, he's certainly been a contributor in this lineup. So, just hats off to him for coming up through the ranks pretty quick as a young man and getting himself into that varsity lineup and getting and helping his team to the record that they have at the moment.
1-2 popped up into center field. Manishan makes the play for out number 2. A throw to third, and sliding into third safely is the pinch runner.
Mason Elliott.
Wolf.
Mason Elliott. Or Wolf, yes. Ian Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Elliott's
going first, yeah.
We said every name that was out there at one point.
I'm looking at Elliott, and you're because I was kind of wondering.
Well, Trip, I got you the game changer up here so you can look.
Well, I was just kind of looking at Mason Elliott, wondering, as far as when the throw went through, how he didn't.
He was going to go? Yeah.
But he went part of the way. He had to come back, and the throw was pretty strong, so it would have been a risk there, and didn't want to make that third out.
Gage Gano to the plate. Around to third, and that gets away from the third baseman Jenkins. That'll allow another run to come in to score. Ian Wolf will score, and Mason Elliott, who was taking off and running to second, was in there easily on the catcher's indifference, but then a throw to third goes into left field, and that allows Wolf to score. 2-0 Hedgesville, and now Elliott standing on third base, and Gage Gano at the plate on a 1-0 count. It's a mistake there from Princeton. Gano now pokes a bunt down the third baseline. It goes foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Smart by Gano. Man on third. Third baseman's back, kind of holding him a little bit. So leaves that line open. He tried to drag it down that way. So, you're going to see that with Gano with a man on third. He has that baseball IQ. A base hit's a base hit, and he can make things happen. And he'll certainly take what he can get and turn this lineup over. A very unselfish baseball player. 2-0
Eagles. Here's a slow roller hit towards second. Housley throws the first in time for out number 3, but Hedgesville picks up another run. We head to the third, 2-0 Eagles. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Spring has sprung. Time to head to Orr's Farm Market to find your flowers, veggie plants, bagged mulches, and potting soil. Visit our bakery counter to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't forget our pie flavor of the month for April, Boston cream pie. We have West Virginia food products, local coffee, honey, maple syrup, dairy, and meat. We have 25 new Orr's jam and salsa flavors for you to try. Check us out at orrsfarmmarket.com, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back to the nest, but not the Hedgesville nest, as it is.
Not the Eagles nest.
Right, yeah. 2-0 Eagles as we begin this third inning. Hedgesville taking on Princeton here at the Mingo Bay Classic in Anor, South Carolina.
Is it me or just my eyesight? Yours is better. It says Anor Baseball, home of the let's just say the Blue Jackets, Battling Blue Jackets, and it says Anor or Wayne Beaver Memorial Field. Is that what it says?
Could be, yeah. Tough for me to read it as well.
So anyway, it's
through the fence.
But then on the outside of the fence it says, welcome to the nest, Blue Jackets baseball. So we're here at the Anor Blue Jacket baseball field. Look, I believe it's the Wayne Beavers Memorial Field, and beautiful place here. A little bit short for some of the high school fields that we play on back at home, but it's just a beautiful facility. It's a little bit tight confines here. Not a lot of foul territory, and we're pretty much right on top of the plate. I bet we're not 6-8 yards basically from the plate here, from short backstop.
Basically.
Has that ring around the back that we know so well from the Hedgesville. So Hedgesville Field has that kind of turf ring that says Ainor. So beautiful facility here.
Yeah, no batter's box, though.
There's a swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike one. It is one of the many very nice fields down here for the Mingo Bay Classic. All the fields have.
We haven't even been to all the fields yet in the last 2 years.
That's true, yeah. This one hit on the ground toward third. Canarium fields it cleanly and throws to first in time. Great stretch over there at first by Mason Elliott, out number one.
Yeah, that one got up in Trinanium's gut, but he kept his poise and made a good strong throw across. A little wide, a little down the right field line, but great stretch there by Mason, and made sure that toe was on there. The umpire took a look, made sure, and said yes, and got the out by a step or so.
So I'll bring Davis to the plate, the designated hitter. Number 9 man in the lineup.
Matthews stretching out.
Oh.
Tanner Matthews in the bullpen over there stretching out. I don't know if it's just to come in the game or just to do some recovery stuff or just doing some bands.
Well, it would be interesting because Coach Grove did tell Nick that this is probably the one-off this week for the water on the mound.
Yeah, you get to the point now where you can't throw too many pitches and come back on Thursday or Friday.
One missing high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, Hedgesville, when they do return to EPAC play, they'll take on Jefferson on the 18th.
Big game.
Yeah, so it could be
big regional game.
Could be a little bit of a warm-up for Lane for that game. And, right now he's just not happy with his, total pitch and total strike ratio. I'm sure he'd rather spot those fastballs a little bit, but that just shows how dominant he is, even when he's not, throwing
his quote
best.
A stuff.
Yeah, he's still very dominant on the mound, putting zeros up. So, that's the mark of a true pitcher there, as we talked about earlier.
2 ball, 1 strike count. The next pitch missing outside for ball 3. So 2-0 Hedgesville, top of the third inning between the Eagles and the Princeton Tigers. And the 3-1 pitch from DeLauder is a swing and a miss, strike 2. When he's been in the zone, he's been pretty much unhittable.
Yeah, he's just a junior.
Yeah, he's just wild, and I don't want to use the word wild. He's just kind of inconsistent enough to keep these Princeton guys off the, just swinging away, because he hasn't really pounded the zone. He's probably about 50-50, but he's getting some really good, he's getting some placing the ball well, then he's getting them to offer for some pitches. I've seen a tremendous amount of movement, as we've seen before on his fastball. So, maybe it's just a grip thing or what have you.
The 3-2 pitch from DeLauder. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Rivera Sosa did hold on for out number 2 on the strikeout.
There you go. And just like that.
That is strikeout number 4 for Lane DeLauder this afternoon.
Just getting ready to look.
So how do you go through the lineup and 4 of your 5 outs are strikeouts, but we're talking about him not being on his A game, so that just goes to show you, what he can do, And we've seen him in that Martinsburg game. I thought he pitched really extremely well. Extremely well. He got the hard luck loss there when a couple of things didn't go Hedgesville's way, but that game could have been a little bit of run support. That was a dominant performance.
Swing and miss, strike 1 for Monashan, who lined out his first time to right field on a pretty well hit ball. Part of 2 decently hit balls by Princeton there in that first inning that just didn't fall. The one to center field by Halsey probably could have been a double, but Gage Uno's defense was able to recover for it. 0-2 count now on Monashan. (0-2) count, 2 down. The next pitch from DeLauder popped up, but foul and out of play down the first baseline.
Update from Washington game. They're down 6-0 in the bottom of the third to Monsieur McClancy.
Yeah, McClancy.
And right now they have Connor Smith on the mound. They've only collected 2 hits in the game, that being Cameron Gill and Cam Moore.
0-2 count now. The next pitch popped up and foul again. So Monashan is battling here on an 0-2 count with 2 down.
I'd probably shift on him because he's already flew out to right field, and all of these swings have been way behind, and he's kind of slapping it that way, trying to stay alive, especially since Lane's kind of working that way. He's working away.
Does look like Gano is in kind of right center, or at least right of the second base.
French has moved. Yeah, they've certainly put a little bit of a shift on. Elliott's still leaving the line wide open, but he's deep, for a pop fly or anything that might get over him. But pretty good defense as you have Schneider way off the line. So they're in a semi-shift here.
The 1-2.
Oh.
Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Got him looking. DeLauder with strikeout number 5 on the afternoon. And we head to the bottom of the third. Hedgesville 2, Princeton nothing. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
We welcome you back here as we begin the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 Hedgesville on top of Princeton. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis, Colin McLaughlin, our cameraman. And back in Martinsburg in the studio, Dylan Bishop. So 2-0 Hedgesville. Trip and Eagles coming back to the plate.
Yeah, back to the top of the lineup. Second time through for these guys. And but you got to tip your cap a little bit to Brady Combs. I mean, he's kept this hard-hitting lineup down. A couple sacrifice flies, and the errors last inning is what was the undoing. As a pop fly dropped on the third baseline, and kind of a tweener dropped out there between short right field and the second baseman, and the ball got thrown, dropped at short to get the force out. So a lot of things happened last inning that caused him that run, but. That unearned run, but either way, the young man's battled at least one time through this very good Hedgesville lineup. Let's see if he has the answer to Braylon Connor here, who's just been unbeatable here at the plate, as he's 5 for 5 here at the Mingo Bay Classic so far in a game and a half here.
This one, a bunt popped up down the third baseline and foul. Connor trying to take advantage of his speed.
He's a hustler.
You mentioned, Combs out there on the mound. It's only been one hit given up.
Mm-hmm.
Just some good sacrifices by Hedgesville, and also that hustle by Braylon Connor on a ball that, for most guys, is a single. He turns into a double to lead things off, and then, some poor defensive plays behind him. But besides that, Combs has been keeping pace with Lane DeLauder out there on the mound. I mean, maybe not the blow-by stuff. Only has 1 strikeout, but he's pitching pretty well.
Yeah, he's pitching a great game.
This one misses outside for a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike here on Braylon Connor.
We don't have the stat line on him, but we heard Coach Grove in the game say he thought he was pretty sure that their ace, or statistically their best pitcher, was going to be on the mound for them today.
So the 1-1 is fouled away by Braylon off the end of the bat.
Connors here is seeing the ball really well, hitting it on the nose, using that speed, and shortstop is up again for Princeton as he honors that speed there. He's up in the grass almost.
That one misses outside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Braylon Connor.
And he's played there a lot, in a lot of different situations that didn't call for it, whether or not he just likes to be up or what, but he does not play very deep, He plays right in the baseline, and he actually steps up. There he comes.
And the 2-2 to Connor. Again, a floater,
finally,
and that will be
finally
caught.
Got him.
Doesn't fall in. Halsey makes the play for out number 1.
So again, Combs is, that's probably the toughest out on the team right now, or certainly is the toughest out on the team, and been one of the toughest outs in the EPAC. Combs finally figured out Braylon Connor there, and is going to face Pence.
Pence takes the first one for a ball. Had a well-hit ball out toward left field that nearly got down for what would have been extra bases, but a good play on the run by the left fielder, Hendrick. 1-0 pitch to Pence, a big swing and a miss for strike 1 on a pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, he got a lot of that pitch. Even though it's a short field here, he got it, to the base of the wall out there, I believe, or not too far from it, as the left fielder had to retreat and kind of make a over-the-shoulder catch a little bit.
The 1-1, chopped but foul off the middle of the bat there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hope if Mike Hornby's listening, I just want him to know that these guys will not even come and pick me up at my motel.
Whoa. Don't put that on us.
We don't have any room in the car.
We have no room.
This one, a ground ball hit towards short. Cochran does not get Pence down the line as he's able to leg that one out.
He bobbled it in the transition from the glove to the hand to throw. It was bobbled a little bit. You should tell Mike at that point to get us like a Suburban or something. We'll have more room.
Yeah, stretch limo. Had to ride down with Mike Nichols' wife, or Mike Nichols' senior's wife, and Mikey's grandma.
That one hit on the ground toward third, and the third baseman throws the second, but the throw is not in time as it was dropped actually over there at second base, and that allows runners on first and second for the Hedgesville Eagles. It's Jenkins trying to get it over there to second, but
and that's going to be the undoing of Princeton, because it's not the pitching, and certainly they have had some decent at bats there against a hard throwing Lane Lauder. But if they don't start getting making the outs or taking the outs that Hedgesville gives them, it could be a long day. Took a big tack at that one.
Yeah, he did.
DeLauder here at the plate struck out his first time. Now is an 0-1 count. Runners on first and second for the Eagles with 1 down. 2-0 lead. Hedgesville, bottom of the third inning. The pitch to Lane DeLauder is chopped and fouled.
Lane, who's been swinging the bat pretty well back home. We've stat lines. He's getting some extra base hits this year, playing some right field out there, and been productive in the lineup. And he's certainly not ready to be a PO just yet. Pitcher only. These guys in high school, they want to hit, regardless of what they're projected or their.
DeLauder swings and misses for strike 3 there. So Lane with 2 strikeouts today.
The only 2.
Combs has got his number at the moment, and
Pedersen will come to the plate.
The only 2 Combs has struck out.
Yeah, and it's tough. I mean, these young guys want to hit, but even like you see us in the summer sometimes. Even some of our best hitters, you kind of DH for when they're pitching, so they can focus on the task at hand, and that is pitching.
This one rolls into the dirt. Catcher Dunford blocks it and chases it down, but both runners advance for the Eagles. So runners on second and third for Hedgesville, who leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Pedersen at the plate. He lined out to first his first time up back in the second inning. Trying to get something going here in the third. The next pitch to Pedersen is a big swing and a miss.
He wanted to take that one over the field fence.
I mean, we're up here and we can't see, but this young man's got some velocity. No wonder he could easily be, statistically the best pitcher on this team. He's got great poise.
That one a strike 2. That one had some movement on it.
Yeah, the movement and out there on the outside corner. He's got men on second and third, and it's not really his doing. I mean, he should be out of the inning instead of complaining or what have you, just getting back at it and trying to get out of the jam himself.
The 1-2 fouled away by Pedersen.
When you get errors behind you, sometimes it takes you off your game. You get base runners and then a little bit of pressure. Pass balls and things cause runs to come across. But so far, Combs has taken it right in stride and kept his head.
The 1-2 pitch, Pedersen swing and a miss, strike 3. So Combs gets back-to-back Ks to end the inning. And we head to the fourth. 2-0 Eagles on top of the Tigers. This is West Virginia High School baseball from the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We welcome you back here to Anor High School in Anor, South Carolina. Mingo Bay Classic. Hedgesville taking on Princeton. EPAC taking on a fellow West Virginia school in the Princeton Tigers, and it is 2-0 Eagles on top. Good pitching on both sides here today. Lane DeLauder on the mound for the Hedgesville Eagles. Princeton coming to the plate, and the Tigers looking to get some offense going.
Maybe the Trevor Lawrence lookalikes here because of the Clemson Tiger uniforms.
He's gone.
He's left. He got tired of you talking about him.
Yeah.
He had to go back to class.
Dunford to lead things off here. It's the 2-3-4 hitters due up for the Tigers.
Certainly Princeton has that Clemson Tiger uniform lookalike in the dog print, or the tiger print, excuse me.
And this one taken outside for a ball. So it looks like they might be orange and blue opposed to the orange and purple of Clemson.
Yeah, true. A little bit of a royal blue, isn't it, in there?
Yeah, similar look, though.
Mm-hmm. The coach's jacket has a little purple look to it down there.
Yeah. 1-0, and that one called strike one.
Lane has been living out there on that corner.
He's been getting those calls.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I believe they're a high school strike. They're on the black there, and I think it's a good spot.
The 1-1 from Lane DeLauder hit on the ground toward first. Elliott dives out for it. French gets to it. DeLauder covers, and what a play for out number one. Just nobody gave up on it.
That was an unbelievable play. Credit that to three baseball players there giving it all they got as Elliott went, dove, kind of knocked it down and kicked it over to French. French never gave up, picked it up barehand and threw it to a streaking DeLauder across there who hit the bag right in front of the runner there. That was just a tremendous play. Sometimes those plays are just the hardest plays, and that's why you practice them so much. And it worked out there as they got that out instead of the leadoff base runner on.
Halsey hit one to center that could have gone down for extra bases, but Gage made a good play on the run. His first time up and batting here in the top of the fourth.
If you're scored at home, a 2-4-1?
Yeah, I guess
technically. Or a 3-4-1?
3-4-1 there.
Get the assist, right? We'll give Mason the assist.
That's what the game changer is.
Mm-hmm.
Elliott
to second baseman,
to
the
French,
pitcher.
to DeLauder.
1-0 count.
4-3-1.
3-4-1.
3-4-1.
There's a pitch that got away from Lane for ball two.
I'm just going to give him the assist.
2-0 count with one down in the inning and a 2-0 Eagles lead over the Tigers.
Sometimes that play is really tough because the pitcher has to find the bag while they're catching the ball, so you have to. That's the hardest part. A lot of times you see the play made, but then the pitcher can't find the bag.
There's a big swing and a miss for strike one.
Could have been a double there if it gets by Mason Elliott down that line because he went to the second base side if you're at home listening, and he knocked it down through his glove and he just squirted it out to French. I didn't think there was a shot to get the base runner at all, but they got him by half a step.
There's a called strike two on the outside corner. Yeah, I wasn't even sure if DeLauder was going over. I didn't really see him until the last second there as he came in and made a great play. I mean, obviously that's his job to go over, but I didn't see him there initially.
Many times they don't.
Yeah.
They blow the
2-2 pitch misses inside. I believe we were a pitch behind there, so ball 4.
Yeah, a lot of times the pitchers blow their execution there and they don't do their job. You know, they get caught watching the game, and next thing you know, the runner's down the line. So great play there. A lot of things with pitching is not necessarily just blowing ball by people or hitting spots, but it's also pitching with runners on, holding runners, and playing defense after the pitch. You know, you're going to get hit. You're not going to throw. You're not going to strike everyone out, so you're going to have to play a part in that field as a defender.
And Lane has done that twice now today. He made a good catch over the shoulders. There's a pitch that hits the zone for strike 1 on Jenkins, the third baseman, who grounded out his first time. Back to the pitcher, DeLauder.
Greg Maddox has how many Gold Gloves? Look that up. I mean, as great as a pitcher he is, he has, double-digit Gold Gloves in that position.
That one misses high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jenkins, the third baseman.
I confused Spencer. He didn't know who Greg was.
No, I do. I was just told me to look it up. I have no service to look it up.
Throw over the pickoff move. Got the runner leaning there, and Halsey at first base for out number 2. And Lane DeLauder showing all the parts of his game here today.
Yeah, he really is. And that's the second time that we've seen a pickoff this tournament. Saw one yesterday by the Bulldogs.
So he picks himself up on the walk, and boom, he turns around. And we just talked about it. You have to be able to not only pitch, but hold runners, field your position, have some baseball IQ and where to be on the backups, and also be able to field those bunts. And so far, Lane has, all 3 of those parts of his game. He's executed really well today.
1-1 is fouled away. Now 2 outs in the inning and no runners on the base paths for Jenkins and the Princeton Tigers, who trail Hedgesville 2-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jenkins. The pitch from Lane DeLauder is a swing and a miss. Strike number 3. Another strikeout for DeLauder. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Hedgesville 2, Princeton 0. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
So that's 6?
Yes.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, Go Bulldogs.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
To Anor High School in Anor, South Carolina. Mingo Bay Classic, 2-0. Hedgesville on top of Princeton. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. Colin McLaughlin on camera. Back in the studio in Martinsburg, West Virginia is Dylan Bishop. And the score you guys were just talking about there, Washington trailing 11-0 in their contest against McClancy. Definitely a tough matchup. And I think that's the second year in a row that I think they're playing the same schedule, which might have been what Coach Grove was alluding to in his interview about some of the EPAC teams not being happy with their schedule potentially because they're playing the same teams they played last year.
I'm not sure who number 35 is for McClancy, but he's listed on Game Changer as 2 home runs. So he's got a pile of home runs, 4 RBIs. McClancy's up 11-0.
And who beat McClancy?
And Jefferson beat McClancy.
Yeah, Jefferson beat McClancy yesterday, like they're 2-1, I think, right?
Didn't Martinsburg beat him last year? Or?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Jefferson, I think, played them last year as well. So
yesterday, let's see if we can find.
2-0 lead here for Hedgesville as Rivera Sosa leads things off to begin this inning, and he starts with a swing and a miss for strike one. Or roll him a foul tip, but either way, still a strike. As Combs continuing to deal out there on the mound for the Princeton Tigers and has worked his way to a good start out there.
Love what you see out of that young man. He's playing really well, throwing the ball really well.
Next pitch to Rivera Sosa is fouled away. He falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes.
Hedgesville really hasn't figured him out, other than a few errors. He's found his way out of a couple jams there, and I just kind of love the poise the young man brings to the mound.
So Washington beat McClancy 3-2 last year.
There's Martinsburg a miss for strike 3.
Sosa goes down as the young man starting to rack up a few strikeouts. Got 4.
And 3 in a row, dating back to the end of the third inning. So definitely starting to find his groove out there on the mound. Mason Elliott coming to the plate here. He reached on error.
He just has that pitcher's look, he goes from the stretch all the time.
Next pitch to Elliott misses outside for ball 1.
Elliott hit that flare out into right field that no one seemed to want to get a hold of, and then it ended up they didn't get the force out at second, so they need, other than a few defensive miscues and that double by Connor, this young man has pretty much blanked these guys so far.
2-0. The next pitch to Elliott misses outside for ball 3.
Those 3-4 errors on Princeton.
We've only had 1 walk, I believe, between the 2 pitchers today. Yep. So both
2
guys. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Lane picked his guy back
right,
off.
Yeah. There's a pitch that hits the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, both guys are playing are actually pitching 1-hitters. The difference is Princeton has those 4 errors and
that one hit into left field. Now a 2-hit day for the Eagles as a team as Mason Elliott gets a single. The left fielder has issues with it, so he'll stand up there at second base. And with a 1-out single, turn it into the 2 bases picked up, and runner on second base now for the Eagles. And Trent Canerium coming to the plate.
And that'll be Princeton's 5th error on the solid base hit. And then he moves up to second on the error. So man in scoring position with 1 out, and Hedgesville with an opportunity to put another run on the board here with the runner in scoring position.
Canerium hit into sacrifices last time up. The pitch here is a swing and a foul tip by Trent.
Foul off the catcher's gear.
Coach Groves hoping that hopefully that Hedgesville can start catching the hitting bug. Hopefully one will follow the other and get contagious. But so far, the young man has been able to keep Hedgesville down to just 1 run an inning here and there.
This one hit up the middle and could be a tough play for the shortstop Cochran, but he fields it cleanly and gets it over there at first base in time for out number 2. Kind of a slow roller there. If it had a little bit more speed behind it, maybe it gets through.
Does move the runner to third, though.
It was hit behind Elliott as he was on his lead. So he took off, rightfully so, and made the right baseball play to move up. And shortstop makes a throw across the diamond. Of course, I've said it all game, he doesn't play deep. So, oddly enough, he's just kind of walks it up almost to the grass for some reason.
Gano shows bunt initially, then pulls the bat back and takes it for a ball. 1-0 pitch.
Well, now they've all pulled up, so their defense is now, to cut the run off. First baseman's back a bit, but after he showed that, he kind of pulled the infield in a bit.
Next pitch with 2 down. Gano still lays it down. Combs throws to first, and it gets away from the first baseman, Clay. Gano now standing on second base. He's going to try to get to 3. The throw into third, and he's in there.
The run is in as well, 3-0 Hedgesville.
3-0 Eagles on the Little League triple from Gage Gano.
Yeah. So we talked about the errors out there behind the young man, but that time it was his own undoing. He had Gage Gano out by a couple steps, threw it up the line. The first baseman kind of alligator armed it, got into the right field fence, and then the speed of Gano in the base running savvy gets him all the way to third. So
I was about to say, we know he's got wheels, and he showed him there.
He switches places with Elliott there, and so we're right back where we were with a man on third with 2 outs.
And Braylon Connor back to the top of the order, I should say, as he fouls that one away down the line. Connor on the day 1 for 2 with a leadoff double run scored, and then lined out his last time in the 3rd inning.
Great play there. You know, you don't really have to risk going to third with this young man coming up when you're already in scoring position. But
and Connor sends that one into right center field. That will get down for a base hit. Gage Gano will score easily from third. Have some issues out with it in right, but Connor will stay put at first, and it is 4-0 Eagles.
Great piece of hitting.
6 for 7 down here so far. But again, you know, great heads-up play by Gage. You just got to kind of get to watch getting thrown out over there at third, you know, with 2 outs. But sometimes you get those wheels going, and, you know, the play was behind him, so he's reading his coach, I assume, over there. And from there, he made it.
Connor takes off, and the throw down to second, I should say, is not in time. And Braylon's in there now with a stolen base as well.
So the free bases continue to rack up for Hedgesville. Not necessarily with walks like we seen yesterday at the Washington game, but with errors and stolen bases, you know, Hedgesville's taking advantage of a lot of free bases here.
Pence on the 0-1. The pitch to him fouled straight back into the fence behind the plate.
Yeah, rare fencing here, not netting.
Got the chain link.
Chain link fence.
See, that's a 8, 16, 24 footer at least, isn't it? Maybe 30.
This one, great pitch there from Combs to get out of the inning with a runner on second base, but Hedgesville adds to its lead. Now 4-0 Eagles. And we head to the 5th inning. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
You back to the Mingo Bay Classic. Eagles coming up with a now 4-0 lead for Lane DeWater, who retakes the mound to begin this 5th inning. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. Back in the studios, Dylan Bishop, our cameraman today. Colin McLaughlin. Game 1 of 2 for us today. We'll be back on the air at around 7:30 p.m. for the night game between the Georgetown Bulldogs and the Martinsburg Bulldogs at Georgetown High School.
Probably around 7:10. So everything works out correctly for 7:30.
Dylan's back there working his butt off, and Colin's out there on the sun deck with a daiquiri.
He's working his butt off. He went out to lunch at Ollie's VIP today with the man, the myth, the mogul, and Rob in the morning. We haven't even done that. Colin, Nick, and I have never been out with Mike and Rob.
I don't blame Mike and
He's
Rob.
on a different level. He's on a different level than us.
I guess so.
Can't have you bringing him down, Spencer. Nick's been out. You just don't know about it.
Yeah, that's true. As the
4-0 here, and I think at this point, you know, you can easily say that certainly Hedgesville that first inning took advantage of a base hit and then a couple sack flies. They earned those, but at that point, I think in that Princeton dugout, you can certainly make a point if you're the coach to say, hey, we're beating ourselves. You know, I mean, you're looking at 6 errors. You could almost call 2 errors on that one play. You know, the drop the ball and then the throw to shortstop was dropped. So, and then now the pitcher here, who's been very stoic through all the things that have happened behind him, continues to get out of jams. You know, not letting Hedgesville get too far away and kind of coming down the home stretch a little bit. They need to start to figure out Lane DeWater if they're going to make, if they're going to get rid of all those zeros on the board and start putting some runs up.
Cochran takes the first one for a called strike. The next pitch from Lane DeWater is a little bit high and outside. for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Cochran, the shortstop. Struck out his first time in the second inning. Hedgesville with a 4-0 lead here in the 5th. The next pitch from DeWater, missing again, similar spot for ball 2.
Sun just moved locations on us here. Can't look at that scoreboard anymore.
I can see it perfectly fine.
A little glare off that windshield out there.
My angle and your angle a little different.
Ouch. Caught the umpire in the foot.
And pitch missing inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Got under the glove of Sosa, and I seen it ricochet off the instep of the umpire as he pulled his foot up, and he's still favoring it a little bit, but not rubbing it.
You should be able to catch Washington Nationals baseball on Talk Radio WRNR later as you're listening on Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
This one misses low for ball 4. Runner will take his base on the walk issued by DeWater here to lead off this 5th inning. Cochran gets on, and that will bring Combs to the plate, the pitcher.
You can watch Washington. They're power ranked number 41 in the MLB. They're a few behind a couple AAA teams.
They delegated them to AAA.
Yeah, hey, they've done better this last weekend.
Ooh.
Faced Ohtani last night, got shut out.
Miss there for strike 1.
Yeah, the ball's up and in. It missed, but the young man couldn't stay away from it there as he kind of check swing there and see what here. So they've got themselves a leadoff base runner on. Being a little more careful over this time. The last guy got picked who got walked.
The next pitch from Lane DeWater, called strike number 2. So no 2 count here on Combs with a runner on first base. Nobody out here in this 5th inning with Hedgesville on top, 4-0.
First time they've had the leadoff runner on, or batter on, so opportunity there for them to cut into this lead. And as DeWater checks.
The 0-2 from DeWater, a chopper, foul.
Well, the young man watched that curveball and at the last second decided to pull the trigger and not leave that strike call up to the umpire and just kind of fouled it back.
6 strikeouts on the day so far for Lane DeWater. He's ahead here, 0-2 count with a runner on first base.
The outfield continues to play the shift to the right side. Infield pretty well straight up except for Canarium, who's way off the line.
Pitch here to Combs on 0-2. Hit hard down the third baseline. Canarium trying to turn 2. The third to second in time. The third to first. The reach from Mason Elliott, and the double play is turned by the Eagles defense.
Great reach by Elliott to be able to come back down, plant the foot on the bag, and get the out.
Around the horn.
Just like that, 2 outs.
Around the horn.
That's both times now.
4-3 on the put out there.
Both times now, DeWater's giving up a walk and then almost immediately erases the runner.
Hurt coming to the plate. He struck out his first time in the second.
And that's the reason why you're seeing the 4-0 lead, because they're not making the errors and not letting those runners come around.
Pitch, big swing and a miss for strike 1.
Young man was outmatched on that fastball. And you can see that Canarium was pulled way off the line. It was a good defensive placement because it got right to him. That's generally could be in the 5-6 hole. Would have been a base hit should they not shifted a bit.
The 0-1 is fouled away for strike 2.
Pretty good crowd for the Eagles. I mean, they've got their side of the bench there covered.
Yeah.
A good crowd for traveling.
I remember last year they had a pretty great crowd as well.
0-2 with 2 down.
That's only 8 hours down the road.
The next pitch, a breaking ball just missing for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-0 Hedgesville, 5th inning.
It's probably 5 hours down to Princeton if you just go down there.
That's what someone said. One of the Frankfurt coach said that yesterday.
Yeah.
The 0-2 just misses outside for ball 1. He was saying because they were playing Shady Spring.
Shady Spring, yeah, that's what it was.
And he's like, well, for us to go to Frankfurt, or for us to go to Shady Spring, it's pretty much the same thing.
It's a long ride. You might as well go to the beach, right?
Yeah, a little bit warmer most of the time, but not this time of the year, actually. Or this year, I should say. 2-2 pitch. Misses low for ball 3. Full count.
I love the way these fields play this time of year. Their fields are filled in. The Bermuda grass is a lot smoother than our fescue and taller grasses up and blade grasses up north where we play that kind of clumpy first month.
3-2, called strike 3, strikeout number 7 for Lane DeLauder. And we head to the bottom of the 5th. It is Hedgesville 4, Princeton nothing. Eagles looking to extend that lead. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 60 seconds.
Here he comes.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Anor, South Carolina. Princeton taking on Hedgesville here in the Mingo Bay Classic. Eagles coming to the plate. It's Ruess to lead things off. Hedgesville at the 4-0 lead over the Princeton Tigers. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis, Colin McLaughlin, our cameraman, and back in the studio in Martinsburg, Dylan Bishop.
Hedgesville, it feels like they're always just an extra base hit away from really putting this thing away, but the young man on the mound continues to get out of these jams, and unfortunately last inning he had a little bit of a miscue. This game will be a lot tighter than it actually. It was a 2-0 game when he threw away that bunt by Gage and it cost him 2 runs, but there's 2 unearned runs on his pitching record, but the pitcher made the error, so should be his earned run, right?
Yeah, Ruess pops this one up towards center field, and nearly a great play on the run, but couldn't quite make it there. Was Monasham, but I don't know why the left fielder didn't just step up and take that ball.
Yeah, not too sure there, but Ruess' first pitch swinging, and
I guess it tailed away from the lefty. Looked to me like when it left the bat, it was going to kind of go into left center field, but it carried almost into left field, and young man had to go and make a dive for it, and the left fielder kind of
watched him.
Yeah, kind of let him. So Ruess with the base hit and the steal.
Bunt here from DeLauder, well placed.
He's going to
Pitcher
beat it
doesn't
out.
come off in time to make the play, so runners on first and second for the Eagles.
Pushed that bunt right by the pitcher, and a great player for the base hit. So we're going to see a courtesy runner, I assume, for the pitcher. As DeLauder pushes that bunt by the pitcher, clean to the shortstop. The pitcher looked to the left like he was looking for the third baseman, but
looks like Tanner Matthews going to run.
There's nobody that was going to help him with that play.
Yeah, Tanner Matthews comes in, courtesy runner, courtesy of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, the Legion team in the area.
His brother Jameson was a Berkeley Post 14 player.
Tanner Matthews' brother?
Mm-hmm. Jameson Matthews here.
I think I saw him earlier.
Yeah, he's right down here.
Yeah, because he was at his signing. They look almost exactly the same.
Oh, they look the same, man.
Yeah.
They look the same, no doubt.
1-0 count here. And
I think
Lane DeLauder will be this summer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I almost looked up and
runner takes off for third. The throw down. Not in time. Ruess is standing on third, and then that allows Matthew with the throw to take second. So the Eagles quickly get 2 on.
The delayed steal there.
Yeah, Patterson's got to be careful there. He kind of stepped back. You don't have to. You better just to stand still and allow the catcher to drop step. But he did take a little bit of a step back, and I'm not going to say he interfered, but he certainly didn't make it easy for the catcher.
2-0 pitch to Pedersen is a big swing and a miss for strike 1.
But he wanted to make that 7-0 right there.
Yeah, heads up play there by Ruess. Stealing there, and Matthews to follow that up. But yeah, that was a little crazy play there. That
the 2-1 check swing, but it rule a strike anyway. I believe 2 balls, 2 strikes. Throw back to the pitcher, nearly got away from him.
Pedersen didn't like the call. The ball was up, but I think he got called on the swing, which was maybe not. But the umpire called it, and there's no taking that back. So we're 2-2 with men on second and third, no outs.
The 2-2 pitch. Pedersen sends a chopper towards short. It's off the glove of the shortstop Cochran. 1 run is in to score in Jackson Ruest. The Eagles extend their lead out to 5-0 here in the inning with Matthews standing on third and Pedersen standing on first and Rivera Sosa coming to the plate.
Yeah, as they just can't. Unfortunately, the errors are mounting, and it's going to make it so that with the Lauder on the mound, this 5-0 lead has to feel like 15-0 at the moment to this young team here from Princeton. So they've got to take the routine plays and get outs. If so, they're probably in a pretty close game.
Yeah, there's still no outs in this one.
Relatively close if you can get some offense going, but that's been very tough against Lane DeLauder today.
I mean, only a hit, really.
There's a called strike on the outside corner. And you got to imagine if Hedgesville were able to put the ball in play a little bit more today, if Combs wasn't the guy out there dominating really or not dominating, but definitely keeping guys in check, what the score may be. 0-1 count here on Rivera Sosa. With runners on the corners, the next pitch, a called strike on the outside corner. They'll let the runner take second there. Pedersen went, catcher fake throw, then he looked at third to see if he could draw Matthews down, but Matthews was standing still, so we got men on second and third here with a chance to extend that lead. The 0-2 pitch to Rivera Sosa just misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on for Hedgesville, who's extended its lead out to 5-0.
Yeah, according to the rules, you need 5 more runs here in this inning or the next one to have the game finished.
This one hit hard toward left field. It has some carry, but it's going to go foul.
Right now, the best player for Hedgesville has been Princeton's defense.
It's true, at least for the offense.
And they're going to tell you.
Lane DeLauder's been pretty good on the mound today.
For not having his ace
that doesn't
stuff.
put no runs on the board.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't win with pitching. You can only stop the other team from scoring.
But, he has a...
And Rivera Sosa sends this one out to deep right field, and that one is off the glove of the right fielder. Rivera Sosa's in there with a 2 RBI. He's going to try to go for 3, and the throw not in time. So Rivera Sosa scores 2 with the RBIs and 7-0.
Yep.
I think you would
probably
still give him the hit there, a double.
He definitely gets a double. Probably he goes to second on the throw.
Triples, how it's scored on the Hedgesville.
It's easier to score a triple than put all that in there. But it was down the line.
Rivera Sosa's a catcher. How many times does he get a triple? Right?
Yeah.
Not very many, though. Might as well give it to him, right?
Number 5's going to run for him. I believe Ian Wolf was the courtesy runner today. So
Mason Elliott to the plate. Elliott sends this one to second base. It's caught for out number 1. Runner on third, and Ian Wolf. And that will quickly bring Canerium to the plate now. Canerium to the plate with 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, as far as individual performances for Hedgesville, certainly Lane DeLauder's been the dominant player there. And offensively, Connors has got a couple base hits and has a couple some hustle plays there, but certainly could make a case for either of those at this point in the game.
And the next pitch to Canerium, ground ball hit toward third. Jenkins coming in, bobbles it a little bit in the glove. The throw not in time.
Kind of an infield single there. If he comes up with it clean out the bobble, he might get him. So I'm not sure how they'll rule it. Unfortunately, it's still, to me, it's still a defensive probably error. But he had to make a quick play there. So.
Yeah, with the speed of the hit, you may still give him a hit there, but
yeah, it was just a slow roll.
One you would like to see the defense make if you are Princeton, obviously. 7-0 lead.
Swing and bunt is what it really was.
The next pitch, as Canerium takes off and takes second easily, standing up there. So again, Hedgesville has 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, I mean it's just tough to make that play, to make that decision, but a solid, clean pickup there might get him.
Cano now fouls this one away. So Gage working his way to a no ball, 2 strike count. That allows the defense for the most part, to play back, but shortstop's still playing in on the grass, and Cochran, he's been playing close all day. He's up on the grass. 0-2 count. The pitch to Gano misses low for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. 7-0.
Gano up the last time, pushed that ball up the line. Here we got 2 strikes on him. Third base is back. It wouldn't surprise me if he would 2-strike bunt as well as he can bunt at times, but really not the time and the place for it, so I'm sure he'll be trying to.
1-2, misses inside, and that hit Gano, I believe. No, it didn't.
Oh, no.
Thought for a second he was going down at first, but did not hit Gage Gano, apparently.
Yeah, the umpire came out like he did, but he was just clearing the way in case there was a play at the plate, and the Gage kind of had a little limp to it, so he tried to sell it a little bit. We've seen him back at home not sell one that he thought he did get hit on, so figured he'd buy one back, right? The other one.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and that one misses low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. I'm sorry, 1 out.
Yeah, as we
and
move,
a 7-0 lead.
As we move through the season, we're starting to see these guys more and more, and it's fun to watch them as they progress through this season. As we're kind of, I guess, where we could say we're midpoint. Weather's changing, and these guys are finding their strides.
The 2-2 pitch hit hard out toward left field. That will get down for a base hit. And a run is in to score. It's now 8-0. Hedgesville as Wolf comes in for the Eagles. And that will bring the top of the order and Braylon Connor back to the plate, who has a 2-hit day.
Gano signifies the winning run here.
Yep. Getting the pitcher's mound visit here. They're saying, hey, that's probably the winning run there on first. Hard luck hit. Once again, we have 2 soft contact hits against the young man that wasn't fielded. That particular play there swing there by Gano's kind of a defensive swing with 2 strikes, doing whatever he needed to do to not strike out and try to put the ball in play. Did a great job with that and muscled that thing out over top of the head of the third baseman to left field, and he got himself an RBI.
We got a pitching change here, so we will take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball at the Mingo Bay Classic here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process.
Brings up Camion Gonzalez with runners on the corners. Runner from first going, and it's a fair ball down the third base line by Gonzalez. That's going to allow 1 to score.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area.
We welcome you back here to Anor, South Carolina, here at Anor High School. It is 8-0. Hedgesville leading Princeton. Left-handed pitching change here. Our pitching changes are brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Our new pitcher here for the Princeton Tigers looks to be number 10, I believe that is, out there on the mound, Byron McGuire. So McGuire's going to come in and pitch here.
Ryan McGuire?
Ryan, yes. I thought that was a B. But
I don't know. There's an R on Game Changer. That's why I was like.
That probably makes a little bit more sense than Byron.
Yeah.
Ryan. So Ryan McGuire going to come out here and pitch, and left-hander looking to keep Princeton's chances of continuing this game alive as it's 8-0. There's a runner on first and third. Braylon Connor, one of the hottest bats in the EPAC, coming to the plate here for the Hedgesville Eagles.
You're in a little bit of an odd situation with men on first and third where it would be probably playing smart for Princeton to try to throw the runner out at second should he go, because that's the run that's going to end the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, throw down and try to get him. Who cares if this guy scores it? I mean, you don't want to go down 9-0, but 10-0 means you don't get a shot. So maybe here's a chance for you to kind of let him think he's going to go, and instead he try to throw him out or hold him here. But that's certainly the runner that you want. Unfortunately for Princeton, it's probably the fastest runner on the team. So
yeah,
but I mean, it's worth a shot letting him come down there, and then just have to throw to the hot-handed Connors here is probably. There he goes. They're going to let him go.
Let him take second.
Well, with a left-handed pitcher, I think I'm trying to hold him and trying to throw him out, at least try to, because I don't, we're looking at a guy who's, 6 for 7? So now
Right.
base hit here, the game's over. So I probably would have thrown down and give that guy, took a shot at him, or at least with the lefty, kept him as close as possible and tried to eliminate that, knowing he was going to go, at least throwing over. Now you're just a base hit away.
You can almost walk Brandon Connor here if you want to keep playing. I mean, that's how it's kind of played out so far as he fouls it away.
So now your defense, of course, is as we, the second point of that is now you just walk him and pull the defense in and cut the run off, or maybe try to go for 2 with Elliott, because you certainly can't pitch to Connor here, So
they are.
Pence is in the on-deck circle. The 0-2 is just fouled away as McGuire trying to work his way out of it. Combs gave a good effort out there on the mound. Defense really let him down throughout. But 0-2 count, 1 down. Barrel and Connor at the plate. Runners on second and third for the Eagles. Connor looking to come through here and walk it off with the run rule. McGuire takes a breath and looks back at the runner on second base and delivers the next pitch, a breaking ball that just missed for ball 1.
I don't quite get the defense with the shortstop on the grass, second baseman and first baseman back.
Second baseman kind of holding down there.
But the shortstop's been up the whole game, so
yeah,
I don't quite know.
The 1-2, a chopper hit in between short and third. Third baseman Jenkins struggles with it, and Connor will take first base.
Another error.
And now Pence coming to the plate. That's the 7th error now on Princeton.
Says on the board 7.
7?
Yeah.
That's what he's got over
8,
here.
Potentially 8 here.
He looks like the smartest guy in the room.
It's going to be 8 here.
Yeah.
According to
Throw over to first. That gets away. That's another error, and that is your ball game. Gage Gano scores from third. 10-0 Hedgesville victory here in 5 innings as the Eagles beat the Princeton Tigers. And Tripp, it wasn't the best day at the plate for Hedgesville. They certainly got some help from the Princeton defense, but the pitching was very good. And overall, what we've seen from this team, they found ways to score runs and find ways to win.
Oh yeah, they found ways to win. I mean, they felt. I mean, with the Lauder on the mound there, 1 or 2 runs was going to be plenty. But the free bases that was given to them today, they took advantage of. And when you look at the stat line, the box a little bit, you're looking at, basically 8 hits, and then the box score shows 9 errors. That's 17 base runners. Not to mention the stolen bases. So. Really tough to defend that many base runners, and see there in the end where their undoing ended up being their defense once again. So anyway, that was kind of the end of that. But we're having a little conversation here. But regardless, Princeton's manager and Grove's Hedgesville manager talking about the game a little bit, not sure what they're talking about, but either way, Princeton had, and they beat themselves up pretty bad there today with that defense. But regardless, 5-inning run rule victory for Hedgesville, and they'll move on tomorrow to play their I think they got a 10 o'clock game, right?
Yeah, and I think Spencer's going to try to get us Coach Grove up here, but. Yeah, they got a quick turnaround. I think they're at Myrtle Beach tomorrow. We have another game here today at 7:30. Now let's go ahead and just take a quick 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get into the post-game show. Probably be joined by Coach Grove as the Eagles get their second win here of the tournament, as this is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
going through the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on the bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the postgame show. So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
We welcome you back here to Anor High School in Anor, South Carolina. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, here on the Rocks Fast, Fresh, Friendly post-game show. Rocks local markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rocks Fast, Fresh, Friendly. So, Trip, we look back on this one. Good win for the Hedgesville Eagles. Game started, it was pretty much a pitching duel until that last inning there where Hedgesville was able to pull away with some, definitely some defensive mistakes throughout the day for this Princeton team as the Eagles get the 10-0 win in 5 innings over the Princeton Tigers. But a really good day on the mound from Lane DeLauder to help Hedgesville get this win.
Yeah, it was a great day on the mound for Lane DeLauder, and he's very, very dominant. I think if we get to talk to him, we'll talk to him about how he felt about his early performance and his command. But I just think that his fastball and the ability to change speeds had that Princeton team off balance. He never really give up a couple of cheap hits there. I think a cheap hit there and between the 5-6 hole. Other than that, basically just shut them down completely. Strung out a lot of strikeouts through there, but ultimately. On the other side, you see poor, the young Brady Combs, who just threw as good as he could, and even his own errors cost him. But a lot of errors behind him. Hard to say what this young man could do on a clean defensive day by Princeton. I believe he could, he could certainly win some games for you. And today they just kind of beat themselves, and Hedgesville took advantage. Is what good teams do. Is they have really good. They take care of the baseball, and then they take advantage of the other team's mistakes.
So we'll now be joined by the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Eric Grove, after his team's 10-0 victory here over Princeton. Coach, good performance from you guys. Obviously, they made a lot of mistakes in the field, but Lane DeLauder out there on the mound, I guess we'll start with him. Just a really dominant performance, as you've kind of grown to expect.
Yeah, we were concerned a little bit about his body language. We had to have a few conversations in the dugout, but sometimes, I think he takes his at-bats to the mound, and he's not the only person to ever do that. And some days he thinks he's a hitter, and some days he doesn't. So we're dealing with that volatility as we can. But he definitely, when he commanded the zone, he was dominant, and we would hope that he could overpower in a situation like this, and he did. So that was good news from him.
So you got some guys out there early in the first game. You have to be happy about the approach. You got the double, the 2 sack flies, but your guys hustle their butts off. We've seen it in Martinsburg with the play that Braylon Connor made down the line. We see the way these guys run out everything, every pop fly they run down the line. Is that something that certainly every coach teaches, but not every team does? But it looks like you have some leaders like Braylon Connor these guys are following suit. But your team really seems to be a very hard hustle team. Can you take us through some of that and what's going on there?
We're never going to hit the ball out of the ballpark very much. And so I think the biggest thing is not us holding them accountable, is like if you don't do that, you're replaceable in this dugout. And that's why we play so many people, is anything less than 100% is really unacceptable, and the teammates hold them accountable for that. So we ran the bases really well. I'm not saying they tried to throw us out a lot, but we ran the bases well. There was a lot of hustle, and you don't always get that at the beach because it's just sometimes we're ready to go to the beach or Broadway at the beach or something. And this team is Hedgesville hasn't won 2 games down here all that often. So I know we have a stern test ahead of us tomorrow, which will be a little different than these two, but the hustle's still got to be there. And I know this other team's I think they got like 90 stolen bases on the year already in 16, 17 games. I don't know if they're all steals, but they're moving a lot, so that's what we got to be ready for.
Like you say, it's easy to take off days like this, especially the competition was kind of down a little bit today with their glove, but, that didn't change the way your guys played the game and approached it, and, that's commendable. Sometimes, it's looked upon differently, but, you play hard-nosed as you can to the end. Your guys done that, and so replaceable, such depth that you have here. You got to feel good about your team moving forward.
Yeah, and I think we played well defensively today, and that's really where it started. We make an error or two a game, and so I don't know if we made one today or not. I don't think so. So, that sticks out to me. We made a few good defensive plays. They did put the ball in play some, and when it comes to playing down here, the strike zones are usually a little wider, and just unfamiliarity of opponents means you have to be ready to play. And we're trying to get everybody a chance to play, because we talk about that privately. Like you pay to come down here and do that. It's a little different, and our team doesn't really make that a difficult thing because we got a lot of people that can do it anyway.
So take us through the rest of the week. Tomorrow you have a game.
We do. Against Lake City, South Carolina, and then that's early at Myrtle Beach High.
You know much about them?
They steal a lot. They got a pitcher that has a .8 ERA with like 40 innings pitched. And he didn't pitch yesterday, which is sad. But they've got a few arms, 3 or 4. I don't know a lot about them. They're kind of inland South Carolina, but just based on geography, I can imagine they can play a little bit. So
and you're going to throw
Tanner Matthew.
And Friday for everybody at home is to be determined yet, and we have some rain coming in, so we'll have to see how that works out for Friday's game.
In the past, in the bracket that I kind of just choose, we usually know our Friday opponent already. This year we don't, so I'm not sure what they're doing with that. If we're able to play, I don't know who will pitch. It'll probably be one of our sophomores. I don't think we're going to give Braylon the week off from the mound, and unless it's a relief appearance or whatever, get a younger guy out here with a little experience down here. And I don't know who will play. I guess they're going to pool us with maybe teams that have 2 wins or 3 wins, whatever we end up having, and hopefully we can get it in with the weather, and if we don't, we're probably headed home because a lot of people didn't extend their hotel stay, and it's been enough.
Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's a 10-0 win for Hedgesville. We'll give you the game summary. Brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. 1-0 Hedgesville after the first. They had another run in the second, 2 in the fourth, 6 in the fifth to get the 10-0 win on 8 hits. And as Coach Grove mentioned, no errors there defensively, so didn't give up a lot of free bases. 1 hit for the Princeton Tigers. Braylon Connor goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. 1 for 2 day for Rurest with a run scored and an RBI. 1 for 3 for Lane DeLauder at the plate. 1 for 3 for Rivera Sosa with 2 RBIs on the day. 1 for 3 for Mason Elliott with a run scored. Trent Canarium goes 1 for 3 with a run scored. And Gage Gano 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Overall, as I said, 10 runs on 8 hits. 5 strikeouts at the plate today for the Eagles. Lane DeLauder goes 5 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 7 Ks on the mound. That 1 hit was picked up by the pitcher Combs. who went 4 1/3, 8 hits given up, 10 runs, 4 earned, 5 strikeouts. McGuire there comes in for the final part of the ball game as I'm rejoined by Spencer. As Tripp, I believe, had to catch his ride.
Yes.
And our game stats were brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. And finally, Spencer, our WV Medicine player of the game. Pretty easy one here, right?
Lane DeLauder?
Yeah, okay, there you go. I wasn't sure what was the pause in the action there, but yes, Lane DeLauder has to be him. 5 innings, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. I think you'll take that all day. The WV Medicine player of the game, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare. Well, not here because we're not here.
No, they are leading healthcare here and everywhere.
Well, they are leading it, yeah, because they're leading it everywhere. So in West Virginia and here and everywhere. As that does it here for us, a 10-0 win for the Hedgesville Eagles over the Princeton Tigers. For Colin McLaughlin, Tripp Tobin, Spencer Dupuis, I'm Nick Verzolini. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop. You'll hear from him after this break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball at the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
You can play, work, and explore without joint pain. Whether it's a strain, sprain, or fracture, WV Medicine, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine can help you live without joint pain. Our expert team of surgeons offer the exceptional care you expect for the injuries you don't, specializing in joint replacement, sports and traumatic injuries, hip and knee disorders, foot and ankle surgery, hand and wrist surgery, and shoulder reconstruction. Call 304-725-BONE today to learn how you can live without joint pain.
Welcome into the post-game scoreboard show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, where you get work done right the first time. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Dylan Bishop here with Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. After you just heard or saw Princeton and Hedgesville down in South Carolina in the Mingo Bay Classic, a 10-0 win for the Hedgesville Eagles in 5 innings in the first of 2 games that we'll have today on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Coming up at 7:30, we will have Martinsburg and Georgetown from Georgetown's home stadium, and that again is at 7:30. Pregame around 7:10. I'll get you some scores from around the rest of the baseball world, as we do have some afternoon games here on this Wednesday afternoon. Currently in the top of the 7th inning, Pittsburgh hosting the Houston Astros down 5-0. Bottom of the 5th in Minnesota, a 1-0 lead for the Twins over the White Sox. The Guardians currently leading 3-2 over the Yankees in the bottom of the 5th. Another game in the bottom of the 5th is the Mets and the Padres, with New York leading San Diego 3-2. And the last game ongoing right now, top of the 2nd in Chicago, as the Cubs lead the Mariners 1-0. Nationals and Angels coming up at a 4:07 first pitch time from Anaheim. Orioles and Athletics 6:35 first pitch from Camden Yards. And, of course, tonight, coming up in the basketball world, is the second half of the play-in tournament. Today is the 9 versus 10 games, or shouldn't say the second half. It's the second day of the play-in tournament in the NBA. It's the 9 versus 10 seeds in the Eastern Conference. 7 o'clock on ESPN. Bulls going to Toronto to face the Raptors. Winner of that game will play on Friday in Miami against the Miami Heat. And then at 9:30 on ESPN, the Thunder go to New Orleans to play the Pelicans. The winner of that game will go to Minnesota. And both of those Friday games will decide the 8 seeds in the Western and Eastern Conference playoffs. This has been the post-game scoreboard show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body. Dylan Bishop, hoping that you have a great rest of your Wednesday afternoon and evening. We'll see you again around 7:10 for pregame, 7:30 first pitch from Martinsburg and Georgetown from the Mingo Bay Classic.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradiowrnr.com. All rights reserved.
Before the invitations